Hey there, multipliers. So today we're going to be talking about something pretty neat. If you're a woman, you may have wondered, what all does it take to be a godly woman? And if you're not a woman, you may have thought about, what characteristics should I be looking for my future wife? If you're not married already. If you are married, these are things that you can appreciate about your wife. But anyways, I thought it'd be cool to talk about what it takes to be a Proverbs 31 woman. So I thought it would be cool if we just read through Proverbs chapter 31 and just kind of broke it down and see what are the qualities that a Proverbs 31 woman would have. A godly woman, a woman that we should aspire to be, or a woman that we should seek to find as a spouse. So let's just start right into it. Proverbs chapter 31, it starts in about verse 10, where it starts talking about the woman who fears the Lord. It starts out saying, an excellent wife who can find? She is far more precious than jewels. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will have no lack of gain. She does him good and not harm all the days of her life. She seeks wool and flax and works with willing hands. She's like the ships of a merchant. She brings her food from afar. She rises while it is yet night and provides food for her household and portions for her maidens. She considers a field and buys it. With the fruit of her hand, she plants a vineyard. Let's stop right there, because that's a good little chunk we've done so far. The first verse talks about how the heart of her husband trusts in her. Obviously, that's saying she's trustworthy. She's worthy of his trust. I think she's earned his trust. It goes on to say she does him good and not harm all the days of her life. So she is one that builds him up and supports him in all he does. She's not one that says things to degrade him or cause him to feel like less of a man or to not have as much respect. It goes on to say she seeks wool and flax and works with willing hands. I see that saying she's someone that's diligent and helpful. She rises while it is yet night and provides food for her household. If she's still rising when it's yet night, I'm assuming that's meaning that she's not lazy at all. She's up before the sun's even out, and she's already getting ready for the day and getting prepared before everyone else is awake. She considers a field and buys it. With the fruit of her hand, she plants a vineyard. This part is really very interesting to me. It's talking about how she sees property and she ponders it and she makes an investment in something. That shows just how independent and how capable a godly woman should be. I think a lot of times, I mean, not always, but a lot of times women feel like, I mean, I have this problem, I know. Sometimes I feel like I'm more Dan's support system, which we are called to be our husband's support system, but I feel like God calls him to do certain things and God also calls me to do things. I think this verse is just showing that we as women should be independent and should be able to do things that we're called to also. Moving on, it says, she makes her arms strong. She perceives that her merchandise is profitable. Her lamp does not go out at night. She opens her hand to the poor and reaches out her hands to the needy. This is definitely saying that a godly woman should be kind-hearted, compassionate, and giving. She puts others before herself, and she has a love for people. It talks about opening her hand to the poor and, doing things for the less fortunate. And this is stuff she does on her own. This is like, I see her doing this as her ministry to others, not just serving in ministry alongside her husband, but also having her own avenues of mission that she does. It goes on to say, she makes bed coverings for herself and her clothing is fine linen and purple. I think this goes a lot into a woman's appearance. I think that as women, we can easily get caught up in what our appearance is. And we can easily focus too much on outward appearance when God truly looks at the heart. I think that God still wants us to have pride in the way we present ourselves, modestly, but also cleanly and taking care of what He's given us. Our body is His temple. So I think that it's important that we try to present ourselves in that way. We're a child of God, that's huge. So I think that we should take that on and show that in our appearance, also with what we say and do, but I think that's definitely important. She makes linen garments and sells them. This kind of goes on, I think, with verse 18 and 16. It said she considers the field and buys it. She perceives that her merchandise is profitable, and then she makes linen garments and sells them. I think this shows that a woman should be handy. A woman should be able to be financially responsible and contribute to making a profit. I think that this is pretty huge because a lot of times people think that the Bible thinks that women shouldn't work and should just be barefoot and pregnant and make babies and cook food, and but I think this this chapter of the Bible really, I mean, shows that's not true at all. I mean, this is showing all the things that is a godly woman and, you know, a woman that we should aspire to be. And I mean, she's doing all of these things. She is working in the home. She's working outside of the home. My little notes down here down below, when talking about verse 16, where she considers a field and buys it, says she's not confined to the home, but is engaged in business. So obviously she's not just staying locked up in the house. She's going out and she's making money. And I think that's really neat. It goes on to say strength and dignity are her clothing. And she laughs at the time to come. She laughs at the time to come. She's not worried about tomorrow. She's not worried about all the chaos of life. She's, you know, she laughs at when she thinks about the time to come. I think that she's trusting in God and she's not focusing on all of the issues. She opens her mouth with wisdom and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. She's wise and kind. It goes on to say, her children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Many women have done excellently, but you surpass them all. I think that's huge. I mean, this is basically saying that her children and husband, they rise up and call her blessed. They respect her. They know who she is, and they see that she's the same woman that she is inside the home that she is outside the home. And I think that, you know, she has their honor because of that. It goes on to say, charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. It's a beautiful verse. Charm is deceitful. It's not, we kind of talked about the outward appearance earlier when we were talking about how it's important to care about your appearance, but fearing the Lord is the main thing here. And beauty and charm and all of that, it's fleeting. It will fade. You know what I mean? And things like these qualities we talked about today, like being trustworthy, uplifting, diligent, helpful, not lazy or idle, being a servant, all of these things, being wise, these are all things that won't fade, you know, and that's why it's important to invest ourselves in things that won't fade, like eternal things, you know what I mean? So that's kind of a list of things that I get whenever I just read through that chapter. These are all things that stood out to me as qualities. I think that a lot of us may not have some of these qualities, but it's something that we can aspire towards. It's something that we can work towards and try to get as close to as we can in this life, you know? And I feel like for those of you that are maybe not women, I think these are qualities that you should really look for in a woman. If you're looking to, you know, date someone or pursue someone in a relationship, I think it's really important to look for these qualities and see, you know, is she a woman that fears the Lord? Is she a woman that puts others before herself? Is she kind? Is she loving? Is she wise? You know, these are all things that will forever impact your marriage and your life. And, you know, she may be beautiful, but those are things that are only temporary. So it's really important to think about those things. Well guys, sorry that was a little rough. As always, I am not as accustomed to doing these videos as Dan is, but I enjoy doing them. It's good for me to do them. It gets me out of my comfort zone, so that's always good. Anyways, that's it for now. So as always, I'm Judah, and I'll see you next time.